Hey Christopher Nolan, you son of a bitch. Welcome back to the Culture Wind YouTube channel. My name is Garrett, and I know it's wrong to start your movie review calling the director of the film a son of a bitch. But it's not a bad son of a bitch. He's a fucking amazing son of a bitch. Because I am talking about Tenet today, and boy howdy, was it fucking great. This is a film that I really want to talk about spoilers in, but I won't until after I give it its grade. So you have until then to revel in my review, and then after that I would click off this video because spoilers be abound. Also, I would just go say, see this movie, preferably in the theaters. If it ever becomes direct to VOD, do not watch it. This is a Nolan film made for the cinema. This is a cinematic experience. It is amazing. So let's just jump into the review. Ludwig Göransson is the composer of this film's score, and this is my favorite score of this year so far. There have been some really good ones, like Invisible Man. The Gentleman had a good one that I found to like. Unhinged made me a little dreading of that movie, even though that was a fucking insane film already. But this film has a score that works not only as a good score, but heightens the scenes that it's in. Even from the first scene in the film, the score is so perfect and it's used so well that you just have an extra sense of thrills. The music helps the action, the music helps when it's supposed to be tense and everything. It helps build that up. And it's so good. This will be a score that I listen to forever. I'm going to predict this now. Not only will this be up for an Oscar for Best Original Score, I think it could win. Considering what we've had so far this year, we only have up until February for films to be released, to be put in the Oscars. This score will win. And if I'm wrong, I don't know, I'll dump a bucket of ice water on my head. I don't know, it's an Oscar. You can't predict what's gonna fucking happen there. Let's get into the cast. John David Washington plays the protagonist, who is our main character, as his character name should tell you. But he is fucking incredible in this film. He's on point with his character. You can see when he does the stunts and how he's doing them, and the fact that he puts so much work into this movie. It's fantastic to see. He is great. Robert Pattinson plays Neil. And, I mean, this is just pushing me more and more towards loving Robert Pattinson. He's fantastic in this movie. He gives so much comedic stuff with Neil. It's a fun character to see balance with the seriousness that John David Washington has, who also is pretty funny in the film. They both have jokes, and it's good jokes. It's not like every other line is a joke. They are jokes when there should be jokes, and that is perfect. Our female lead is played by Elizabeth Debicki, and she's just a lot of fun in this movie. It's a normal Nolan female character, I would say. She's not really this damsel in distress. She can take care of herself, or at least learns to throughout the film, and that was fun to see as a character. Kenneth Branagh is fucking terrifying. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, he is. He's so scary in this movie.
How would you like to die?
Old.
You chose the wrong profession.
Hoyt van Hoytema. I'm really sorry if I pronounced that wrong. He is returning to be the cinematographer for Christopher Nolan. They worked on Interstellar and Dunkirk together. And the cinematography in this movie is amazing. Nolan and Hoytema as a pair are just incredible. They know how to use beautiful wide shots to capture a wide array of action and scenery on the screen. It's fantastic. And contrasting that, they also know how to make a hallway feel as cramped as it is for a fight. Use the entire hallway to have this fight scene go through, and it's just so much fun to see. Cinematography-wise, I have no issues with this film. The directing is just perfect. The amount of stuff they have to do. And I'm sure that Dunkirk helped Nolan figure this out with like a large groups of people, in a war setting. Probably helped him be able to direct like the third act stuff in this film. And that was really cool to see. Just a lot of moving parts. Lots of stuff has to happen at once. And for your director, your stunt coordinators, your assistant directors, all of them working together to pull this off, it was just a marvel to see. And hey, Nolan, you wrote a great movie. Like, I don't have any problems with the script. It is such a dense script. The amount of exposition that happens in this film is like tenfold of what Inception has. Which says something, because this film has an insane amount of exposition in it. Inception, conceptually, is a dense movie. And you make this film, Tenet, so much crazier. There's just exposition scene after exposition scene. And the characters kind of already know things, and they're just running through it with other characters. And if you're really not paying attention, you're going to miss something. That would be a problem if it wasn't done so well. I loved this movie. Watching it was great. This was a really fun film to see it unfold. Stuff you see happening in scenes at the movie are answered in such fun ways, and you get to see things that you already saw in the film but from a different perspective, and that's fun to see. I'm gonna go see this movie like 3 more times in theaters just so I get every bit of information, every shot that I can see. It's just visually stunning. The score is perfect. The acting is on point. The action is just so much fun to see. This might be the best action film I've seen in quite a while. Maybe the best spy movie I've seen in quite a while. Just seeing how all these things work. The world that we're living in is a lot of fun. I'm gonna give Tenet a 10 out of 10. Okay, now that I've given the grade, I'm going to talk about some spoilers, so please turn this video off if you don't want to get spoiled on this movie. There is one scene that I can't understand how the fuck Nolan filmed it. It is when they're going back to the building with Kat in the gurney, and you see them walking forward as people are walking, like as they're walking forward, and they're pushing Kat on the gurney. But everything around them, because of the time travel stuff, they're all moving backwards because time is going backwards. I don't know how they filmed our characters moving forward while everything, like firemen are shooting water, the water is going back into the hose. I don't know how he filmed that without either layering stuff, taught the actors how to walk backwards but look like it's in a forward manner, or the water was just green screen, and I can see how they did that. They just had everyone else move backwards. Other scenes I can tell how he did that, when you have 2 different military teams and people are walking forward, others are walking backwards, you can have that in the same shot. It's just difference of, hey, action, make sure everyone's doing the same thing at the same time. I just don't know how he filmed that one scene. The title of the movie is called Tenet, which is said maybe a maximum of like 8 times. In this film, the word is not as important as it seems like. Inception, it's a film about putting an idea into someone's brain through dreams and them think that they made that by themselves. That's Inception. Tenet, I don't know. Could I have come up with a better name for this film? No. And so Tenet works. I honestly don't know what I would name this film, but that's just a gripe that I had. That it seems like the trailer makes this word out to be so important, and yet, not really. Like, you could have called it inversion, which is what all the time travel stuff is. It's the entropy of something going the opposite way that it should. That whole science stuff behind what's happening is so cool. The time travel stuff is so cool. I love this world that we're in, and Nolan doesn't really make sequels for his films unless it's the Dark Knight trilogy, which is a trilogy, so you have to make your sequels. But I would love to be in the world of Tenet more. I love it. So that's my review of Tenet. I wanted to still talk about it, but not say too much. Talk about the spoiler stuff that I want to talk about without really getting into like major spoilers. But I just want you to go see this film. That is why I give this a perfect score, because everything in this film to me is perfect. And it may not be to some other people, but I had such a fun time in the theater. It made me so happy that film was back in theaters. If I had to see this movie on my television screen for the first time, I probably would have enjoyed it less. Maybe give it a 9 or an 8. But just the experience that this film has, it's breathtaking. For someone who loves movies like I do, being able to see a Nolan film of this capacity, of this intensity, of this insanity was amazing. And I'm just happy to have done it. So if you've seen Tenet, let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't seen it, let me know what you thought about this review. If you like this review, give it a like. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye! I was really thinking about trying to do some like forwards, backwards stuff for this little outro bit, but I honestly don't know what I could have done. So this is what you get instead.